Hello there, friends. It's Ashley here from the Loopy Lamb and theloopylamb.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at this new yarn I stumbled across at Michael's called Bernat Blanket Go Tangle-Free Quick Start Yarn. And so I'll be taking a look at this, showing you how to open one of these, as well as sharing my initial thoughts on this new product that I've stumbled across at Michael's. Essentially, what it is it's a new way that they're packaging the Bernat blanket yarn. Taking a look at the label here, it contains these 300 grams or 220 yards, which is the same as your regular ball of Bernat blanket yarn. This has just been packaged differently, and it has a $2 price premium for this packaging. And wasn't overly thrilled to spend an extra $2 on the blanket yarn because it's already a bit pricey at $12 a ball. So this was $14. But thankfully I had a coupon, so I was able to grab one and bring it on here to share with you today. So it's got all the same specs as the regular blanket yarn, machine washable and dryable, same recommended hooks and needle sizes, which are 8mm hooks. The only difference is how it's packaged. And the reason it's packaged this way is they claim that this is a complete tangle-free way to start working with your ball. So I'm just flipping it over to see what's on the back here. It looks like there's a QR scanner to check out some free patterns. And then it says to make this blanket here, the pattern, you'll need 7 of these, which is a very pricey blanket. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to open it up, and I'll show you how to actually open and start using one of these Ogos. They're kind of, I think they're called donuts, actually. And it does say on the package, patent pending for the packaging. There we go. Oh, and on the inside of the packaging, it just talks about it's got your machine washing instructions, which aren't on the back here. It's fully explained. And then it says, it's got instructions here on how to begin working with this. It says, to begin working with the Ogo format, carefully cut plastic tie where the ends of the Ogo meet. 2, pull tie to remove. 3, start stitching. If desired, colors can be easily separated by gently pulling apart and cutting at the color transition. Each color is ready to use. So that's good, because that was one of my concerns with one of these packages, was when I get the Bernat blanket stripes, I pull my cakes apart and I cut them and use them as little bobbins, because I have this need to control the colors, and I don't always want to work in the color that they come out of the ball. So right off the bat, the one thing that I did think was a positive for this was that it does seem to be slightly smaller to store than the regular balls of Bernat blanket. My favorite is the cakes, because they're flat, they're relatively easy to store, but these are easier to store than the actual balls of yarn. But you know, I think a $2 premium for this packaging seems a little crazy to me. When if I really, really wanted, I could just pull from the outside of the ball if center pull was a problem. But anyways, let's open this up. Oops, goodness. So I didn't need to cut that. As you saw, I just pulled slightly and it just came apart. And now it looks like a big yarn croissant. And my tail is already coming apart here, and it looks like you can't really pull from this end. So I'm going to pull the little plastic piece out, because that's what the instructions said to do. Now I've got this big plastic thing to get away, or to do away with. And now I could just start stitching. So let's just see. Let's start pulling it and see what happens. So essentially, this is just a really fancy way to pull from the outside of the ball and not have it roll around. I'm not having any sort of tangles or anything like that, you know, so that is good. But honestly, would I spend I've even seen it for $3 extra listed on the Michael's website, or sorry, Walmart website, $2 to $3 extra just to pull from this? I don't think so. I'd have to be really desperate to spend that extra, because I make a lot with Bernat blanket. Like right now I'm sitting in my studio and I've got a whole wall of it. So I buy a lot of this stuff, and it gets pricey when you're making, 10, 12 baby blankets a year from this stuff. And to pay that extra premium just for a whole bunch of extra garbage that's going to head to a landfill, I can't see that being a big seller for me. But yeah, I've got all this yarn here, no tangles, so there is that benefit. It is the exact same as your regular Bernat blanket, nothing crazy. I don't know. I as much as I love Bernat blanket yarn, and I love the Bernat blanket stripes, this just seems gimmicky to me. It is cool. It is a cool thing. I think it's cool. It might be beneficial for some people, but it's just, to me, it's just gimmicky. I'd rather just have the cakes or the balls, to be honest, than this. Let's see. Let's try pulling it apart where the colors change and see what kind of mess we get. Because why not, right? So it looks like this color kind of works inside of this color. And so then we've got essentially like another cone. And the world famous color transition with a knot. Yeah, that is one of my hangups with a lot of the blanket yarn, is that they have just knots or really ugly color transitions like this. This is part of why I always cut my cakes apart and separate them into bobbins, because I want to find these and get rid of them. I don't care that this is supposed to cut down on weaving in ends or anything. I'd rather weave my ends in and have extra than have this hanging out somewhere on my blanket. But that's just me. So doing some online search before doing this, after I found this yarn, it looks like Bernat's going to be coming out with several other products in this OGO format. There's going to be some Red Heart products in worsted weight yarn, and then there's also going to be, I think it's also potentially, it's Caron. There's going to be some Caron versions of this OGO in a bulky size 5 yarn. So if I do see any of those around and the price isn't too outrageous, I'll try to pick some up so we can take a look at those together. But yeah, that's what I think about these. Like I said, the fact that they're slightly smaller, there is a benefit, but now, I mean, especially now that I've pulled it apart, just kind of, I don't know, not crazy about it. I'd rather just buy the regular cakes or the regular balls, to be quite honest. But I'd love to hear what you guys think, because this isn't just about me. This is just my personal opinion. And if you have run out and bought one of these and you've tried it out, I'd love to hear what you've honestly thought about this new OGO format, and whether you think it's worth the extra couple of dollar premium over the regular balls. So if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to my channel. If you like free crochet patterns, please check out my blog, theloopylamb.com. Thanks so much for watching, friends. Happy hooking, and I'll see you next time.